Hello everyone. So today's video is gonna be about this common error, native VLAN mismatch. So there was not so much content about this over the internet, so I decided to make a little video about it, and we will see how this can happen in two situations. Also, we will see that how this error can help us in achieving uh, another task, that is to make communication possible between two VLANs without any router or layer 3 device. So this is gonna be our setup here. Here we have PC1, PC2, switch 1 and switch 2, and the configuration we will be having is PC1 configured on the port with VLAN 10, PC2 with VLAN 20, and then switch 1 with VLAN 10 access port, switch 2 with VLAN 20 access port, and in second case it will be switch 1 with VLAN with trunk port native VLAN 10, and switch 2 with trunk port native VLAN 20. So this is a little confusing right now. Let me show you how we will achieve this. So let me head back to the Cisco packet tracer. Here let me first set up the lab. So we are taking two switches and two PCs, connect them. Okay, and now yeah, let me write down here. We will be assigning the IP addresses to them. Let us keep it simple, and we will take this as VLAN 10. Here this port will be configured as VLAN 20, and in this case, for the first case in which we will be configuring both of these switches, we will be connecting both of these switches uh, with access port. So let us first assign IP addresses to these devices, 0.0.1, and after that to another device, that is 10.0.0.2. Okay, now let us first test if the communication is okay. So we have got a successful message for the packet sent between them, ICMP packet. Okay, let's delete this. Now let us configure the switches. Enable configuration terminal interface FA0x1, which is connected to the PC2. Okay, switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 10. VLAN 10 was not already there, so it automatically created VLAN 10. Let me get this VLAN up. Okay, exit interface, we have phase 0x2, switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 10. Okay, so as we decided, VLAN 10 here and here also. Now let us head back to another switch. Enable configuration terminal interface FA0x2, switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 20. Again it will create the VLAN because it was already not there, and now we will configure the port which is connected to the switch. Okay, interface FA0x1, switch mode access, switch port access, VLAN 20. Okay, now we are done here. Soon we will be getting the error. Okay, so this was the error I was talking about here, native VLAN mismatch, which is discovered on FA 0x1 VLAN 20, as we configured VLAN 20 here, with switch fast Ethernet 0x2, which is this here, with VLAN 10. So what is it trying to show us? That there is a there is misconfiguration of VLANs on both sides, as they are not matching each other, each other's interfaces VLAN. Okay, so let us see. So we have achieved the first task here to show you the error of native VLAN mismatch on access port, and also we have got to the point where we made possible communication between two VLANs without any router or layer 3 device. So let us see if it is working or not. Let me send one packet to this device. Okay, here we got the successful message. So the first part is done for the access port. Now let us head back to our second part here, which is trunk port. Now let me show you how we can make communication between two switches possible when they are configured on trunk port and two different VLANs here. So we will not be changing any settings for this part and this part. We will just be configuring both of these ports on trunk port. Okay, let us get this. Exit interface phase 0 to switch port mode trunk. Okay, we have changed this to trunk mode. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. Okay, done. Exit. We will take it slowly. So after that we have this part here, exit. Okay, as you can see this message here, I will get back to this also. First of all, let us configure this VLAN FA0x1 switch 3 switch port mode trunk switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. Okay, now so now both of these switches are configured with trunk port, and let us wait for FA0x1 to get up. Taking time. Okay, so right now both of these switches are configured as trunk port, but the devices won't communicate with each other as they both are on different VLANs. So what we can do here to make the communication possible, as you can see this is VLAN 10. Okay, so I will go FA0x2. Okay, now switch port trunk native VLAN 10. Here we are telling this switch that we want the default communication for VLAN 10 to get passed through this port. Let me get back to you what I'm trying to say. Now we will do the same thing here for VLAN 20. Switch. Okay, let me interface FA0x1 switch port mode, sorry, trunk native VLAN 20. Okay, the same thing is done here. So what do we mean by native VLAN, trunk native VLAN? When two switches are configured through trunk port, we can decide the native VLAN, and the native VLAN means that any communication going for that VLAN will be default. It will as you know that in case of trunk port, every packet which is transferring from a device through the switch to another switch, any communication in trunk mode is done by adding tags to the packets. But when we decide to make any VLAN native for the particular switch or the particular port, then in that case any communication done through the VLAN 10 here, for example, it will not be tagged. It will be just a plain packet with all the information and no information about any VLAN. And in the second and same case for the switch 2, for switch 2 any communication coming through VLAN 20 on this port will be considered uh, any communication coming for PC2 will be marked as default because we have configured the native VLAN for switch 2 as VLAN 20. So any packet coming to it will not be tagged, and therefore it will be directed to switch to PC2 without any issues. Now, as I told you that we have a blocked edge here, let us solve this. We will go to this switch. This is because of the spanning tree protocol. Let me show you. No spanning tree for VLAN 10. Okay, this got up, and we will do the same thing here. No spanning tree for VLAN 20. Okay, all of this is sorted now. Now we will see if this is okay. So we got this. We were able to achieve both of the tasks we defined. To see how native VLAN mismatch error occurs, this is not basically anything which will stop the communication, but this is just an error log to let you know that it might cause issues in the network. So it is better to take care of it. And we also saw that how we can make possible the communication between two VLANs without any router or layer 3 device, whether the switches are configured as access port or the trunk port. But there is also a limitation to make this communication possible, that this cannot be done for more than two VLANs. This can only be done for one VLAN, because if we want to make communication possible between two VLANs per side, we have to attach one more wire here between the switches and configure them in the same way. So yeah, that is it. That can be any question in an interview, which I also got. So hope this will help you, and if you have any questions, ask me in the comments, or if you were not able to understand any concept, I will help you out. Thank you for watching. Have a